Oh boy, it's gonna get weird up in here for a second. Oh yes it is. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Movie Emporium's movie review of Weird, the Al Yankovic story, the film that is directed by Appel. So Weird, the Al Yankovic story is a story of the life of Weird Al Yankovic, an individual who became the king of pop parodies. This is a story of his rough upbringing. It's a story of him and his alcoholism. It's a story about his life with his romantic interest of Madonna. And it's a story about how he got ripped off by Michael Jackson and Coolio. It's also a story about his father being a very angry individual because he wanted to play the accordion. And he became the most popular individual in history, as well as making enemies with people like Pablo Escobar. And it's the story of Weird Al Yankovic told in the only way that Weird Al Yankovic's history and life could be told. Now, as you can tell, what I just told you, it might be a little bit of a fabrication. It might be a mockumentary. It might not actually have happened this way. Weird the Al Yankovic story is, in fact, a Pick of Destiny / Walk Hard style movie where it's written by Appel and it's written by Weird Al Yankovic, and it's very much what you would expect, or what you would hope to expect that Weird Al Yankovic would do for a movie about his life. If you've ever seen UHF or know anything about Weird Al, he's not entirely on the level when it comes to what he kind of tells about his story. It's very much what you would expect from Weird Al. The question remains, though, does this movie work on the fact that it is a mockumentary / kind of faux documentary, and is it entertaining for what Weird Al and Appel are coming to the table? Because you have people like Evan Rachel Wood, who's playing Madonna. You have Rainn Wilson, who's playing Dr. Demento. Julianne Nicholson, who's playing his mother. Quinta Brunson, who's playing Oprah Winfrey. Will Forte's in this movie. Scott Aukerman's in this movie. Tommy O'Brien, Conan O'Brien, Arturo Castro. I'm reading this list, by the way. Jorma Taccone, Akiva Schaffer, Demetri Martin, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Patton Oswalt, Nat Faxon. All these people are in this movie, and there's other people in this movie that, it's a chock full of just celebrity cameos. But the question remains, does the movie work? Hell yes, it does. Even if you're not a fan of Weird Al Yankovic, you will find this movie quite hilarious. It's weird. It's strange. It is definitely a Weird Al property. And though it takes liberties, basically it's the complete opposite of what his life was really like. It's a movie full of just heart. It's a movie full of just irreverent humor. And it goes places that you would expect Weird Al to make a story about his life to go in his mind. It's a pretty impressive film, to be fairly honest. It's sad that it's going to be on the Roku channel. That's just because they made the deal through Roku to make this movie. It's a movie that dies on the mantle of just being a very Weird Al type of story. It's just, the fact that his father works for a factory that never gets the description of what it is. The fact that his father is like the one father that you see in the movies who's very unappreciative of his son, who doesn't believe his son should do something. The mother who, believes in him, but it still is under the guise of the strict father, to the point where he becomes a superstar and is making songs that are not parodies, but clearly are parodies of like the famous musicians of like Michael Jackson and Coolio. It definitely plays a riff off the whole idea of what happened with Coolio and Amish Paradise. And it's a movie that really just, it does what it does. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. It's a goofy movie. It's a funny movie. It's an entertaining movie. And it is 100% a faux mockumentary documentary movie. It's just a movie that I feel Daniel Radcliffe was born to do this type of film. He's a very funny individual. He's very funny and good in this movie. And he just kind of runs with it. Al Yankovic does show up as a studio exec in this movie, and it's very funny. And just to watch, what Daniel Radcliffe is doing as Weird Al Yankovic is really, really funny and kind of smart and just kind of genius in a lot of respects. And, if you watch it, it is produced by Funny or Die, which is, of course, known for their sketch comedies. And this feels like a very, very long Funny or Die sketch, which I think they've done a Weird Al Yankovic sketch before, but it's just a movie that's a lot of fun. That's just how you got to break it down. It's a movie that won't be serious. It definitely, there's a scene in this movie at Dr. Demento's house where like 90% of the famous celebrities in the 80s just happen to be there, like Frank Zappa and, Divine and, Gallagher and stuff like that. And it just isn't what it is. It's like when you watch UHF and you're going in that this is going to be weird and strange and kind of fun and entertaining. That's what Weird weird the Al Yankovic story is. And I like, it plays off the tropes of the famous, musicians story biopics like Selena, or of course, The Doors, Get On Up, or, Amadeus, Ray, La Bamba, Walk the Line. It's definitely a parody that, goes into the same realm as like Pick a Destiny, the Tenacious D movie, or Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. It's that type of movie. It's where, they're using every single trope and they're actually using it to fantastical advantage. And I gotta admit, this is one of my favorite movies of the year, to be fairly honest. I love Weird Al Yankovic to begin with, but this just solidifies just how much of a genius he is, and how, how famous he became, and how, how he works well with people, and just the kind of comedic aspects that he brings to the table. And this is a movie that, I hope a lot of people get to watch. Maybe it'll show up on like VOD or something like that, as well as the Roku channel. But in the end, it's a perfect, comedic, mockumentary, documentary, faux movie about a musician that was Weird Al Yankovic. It's the complete opposite of everything that happened to him. And like Walk Hard or The Pick of Destiny, I think if you really like this musician, or you have any feigning of this musician, I'd give it a shot. It's definitely worth watching. So with that said, definitely highly recommended. Definitely worth a watch. It is very, very weird and very strange. It goes places that, are definitely an interesting way to do things, but I 100% get behind it. So, but without further ado, that's gonna be my take on Weird, the Al Yankovic story. Good movie. Great movie, actually. So there you go. In the comments below, let me know what you think of this movie, if you've seen it, or if you're going to see it. Do you like Al Yankovic? What's your favorite song? All that good stuff, let me know. But other than that, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell top to find what's coming next. If you like the video, awesome. Hit that like button, and as always, we'll see you guys on the next review. Peace out.